So hello and welcome to another video, and today we've come to a very remote location and we're looking for an old church and also an abandoned house. And as you can see when I pan around, it's literally nothing around us at all. So we've got to try and find this house just past this church, this tree, and hopefully we find it. Should be a good one to explore. I've looked on Google Maps and found this location, but until you actually turn up and have a look, you never know quite what you're going to find. So if I pan round, camera round, you can now see where we are. Hopefully, the house that we're looking for is somewhere around here. Can you see just over in the distance here? I think that is where it is. We've got a load of trees here to get through before we can get to it. But hopefully it's going to be a good location to look at. So we're now coming up to the property now. And as you can see, it's literally in the middle of nowhere. If I pan round, this place looks like it's been abandoned for quite some time. If we go around the property, I love the pebble dash walls. Absolutely beautiful. So we've got some barns to the back as well. And it's quite a substantial building. As you can see, it's been abandoned for a long period of time. It's an old fridge here. Look at that, look. Old tins of macaroni and things like that in there. This is very, very old. If we look from this side of the property, we can really see how old this place is. If you look up at the ceiling, the roof, sorry, you see the tiles are now coming away. I imagine this property has been abandoned for quite some time. We've got these outbuildings here. Let's have a little look inside one of these first of all. This could have been like a farm years ago, farmhouse. Again, look at all the ivy and weeds growing in through the window. Got like some sort of could have been a stove or something there, I'm not sure. Look at the ceiling. It's just absolutely fallen away. We're going to this side of the barn. Really get an idea of how old this place is. tiles are all coming off the roof and everything. As you can see from just looking around this location, it's just such a remote area. There is absolutely nothing for miles around. We look at the lovely Pebble Dash rendering. They just don't build houses like this anymore, unfortunately. Very, very old. See how this hedge has gradually taken over the side of the house. If you come round here, on this side of the house, you can hardly see it at all. It's just been taken over completely by this hedge. Right, so we've now got inside the house. And first off, it looks like we've got like a pantry or a larder room here. Got an old cabinet there. This house, I think, has been abandoned for a long, long time. Come into the next room. Wow. Look at the old fireplace, look. This property is very, very old. Look at the old wallpaper on the walls, look. Got old cabinets here. Very, very old. Got like a little sink here. Really, again, we look at the sink, it's like ceramic. They just don't build sinks like that anymore. If we look up at the ceiling, you can see the old construction. It shows how old this building is. Got the coat hooks here. Whether this would have been a kitchen, I think it probably, possibly it might have been back in the day. Again, we've got the old draining board that they used to have years ago. Really old storage heaters here. We have a look. And these could be dating back to mid-80s possibly. The stairs here go up, but we'll go up there in a little while. We'll have a look downstairs first of all. It's another little larder or pantry room. Coffee jar. If it's got any date on that, let's have a look. I can't see any date on this one. It's tea bag there. Very, very old. We're now coming up to the front door, which would have been here. So this would have been probably going into the lounge. And as we can see here, the fireplace is incredibly old. If you look at the tiles that are going around the fireplace, they're very nice. like mosaic tiles, and they look beautiful, don't they? What I certainly love about these old properties is just how, when you look at them, how they were built to such a good standard years ago. You just don't get that now. They get put up very quickly now, whereas years ago it was all built to last. That's why a lot of these properties are still standing, even though they're derelict. If you have a look up here, look, the ceiling, it's a big hole there. Be a bit careful when we go upstairs. Make sure we don't come down again too quickly. Big rooms, very nice large rooms. You see up here, it looks like a bird has roosted in there at one point. There's a little nest. It just shows how old this property is and how long it's been abandoned. The old light switches, look. I mean, that is super old. Just found a really old newspaper that was obviously used for the fire. 1994. You see the old grate that was used years ago. Look up. There's not much in them cupboards still. I love the fireplace though. It's a real 1960s, 1950s vibe. Which I love of these old properties. So, again, look at this wallpaper here, look. It's so old. Let's go upstairs now and have a look and see what we can find upstairs. Right, let's go up the stairs and see what the upstairs looks like. Okay, still got carpet on the stairs. What have we got here? It's now going into the first bedroom. I'll look a little bit carefully because the floors are a little bit spongy, I think you'd say. Again, look. An old fireplace. Been used years ago. Walk-in wardrobe. I imagine that would have been years ago. Again, look at the wallpaper, look. How old this place is. I mean, I'm getting the vibes that possibly this property was a farmer's house. It comes with a lot of land with this house. And there's the outbuildings as well that we saw earlier on. So I've got a feeling that it's probably a farmer's property that's just been left over the years and abandoned. Again, look at the wallpaper. Look here, look. You've got the wallpapers just peeling away. Natural decay. There is some graffiti where people have been in, but there's not a great deal. Certainly up here it seems to be okay. We look at the old carpets as well, look, we've got. Still just about hanging on. Wow. If we look up here, you can actually see right up into the roof, look there. Wow. So unlike the property we looked at in one of my previous videos, the farmhouse, which had a lot of structural damage to the property, this place doesn't actually seem to be suffering from that whatsoever. There doesn't seem to be with this house any major cracks or things like that. Seems to be more structurally sound. Stairs. Let's go way around and have a look at another building. Another room, I mean. Here we go. Got the interior doors just leaning up against the wall. As you can see in here, we've got the wooden flooring. Wow, look. Much smaller bedroom, this one. But again, just gives you an idea of the size of this house. You've got a good 3 bedrooms. Let's go into the last room. This one we've got to be a little bit careful of. The floor is very sketchy. You can see there. But again, look at the ceiling and the roof. You can see with that bird's nest we saw earlier on downstairs in the kitchen, pantry room. The birds are obviously getting in from up here. You've got the main fireplace, chimney here. Again, such an old bedroom in that old house. Wallpaper's just about clinging on. But other places it's just coming down. Again, we look at the walls here. We've got the old lime and plaster, which gives you some idea of just how old this property is. You'd think a place like this, someone would have potentially bought it to renovate it and do it up, because it seems structurally, it seems to be quite sound. We'll go downstairs now and have another look outside the property. So I hope you enjoyed looking around this abandoned house just behind me there. It looks like it's been abandoned since 2003. We saw some tea bags, packets and coffee packets from that date, so probably from then. But at the start of the video I said we'd also look at a church that was in a really remote location, and let's see if we can find that now. So if I this is where we are at the moment. Pretty much, and there's the house we just looked at. We are at such a remote location. It's like the middle of nowhere. We come through here. The church is just about here. There it is. I love these old churches. So much history with them. A lot of them have been built 300, 400, 500 years ago. This church looks very, very old. You see around the churchyard it's got graves that must be quite a few hundred years old. There is a road that's just going along beside the church, but there's not been much traffic coming along there. What a beautiful church this is. It's St Mary's Church, is the name. And I imagine it's a good 400 or 500 years old. An absolutely beautiful location. I love it this time of year when you get the all the leaves going brown and autumn's here, and get really beautiful sunrises and things like that. And this church is absolutely beautiful. Let's have a look inside, shall we? So we come in this main door that is very old. If we pan around, we've got the font here. What a beautiful old church this is. It is a Sunday today, but I don't think they have any services at this church anymore now. But it is so beautiful. The old organ that would have been played. It's a small church, but again, I love the ceiling. An older wood design. Lovely pews, the wood carving. It looks like just here, I don't know if you can see in, there's an underground crypt, but I don't know how far down that goes. If you see down, it's hard to see in there. I think, showing a torch down there, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually bricked up, which is a bit of a shame. Would have been nice to have seen in there. I don't think I've ever been in a crypt before. I'd like to go down there, but fascinating. Yeah, I don't think you can. Fortunately, we can't go down there. There's a picture here of what the church would have looked like years ago. So I hope you liked this video today. A little bit different, 2 different locations. One an abandoned house that could have been a farmhouse many years ago. Looks like it's been abandoned since 2003. And this wonderful church that is right nearby. As you can see, pan out. It's absolutely beautiful church. 400 or 500 years old, possibly. Very pretty. As you can see, pan around. What a fantastic November day. Sun's out today. The leaves now coming off the trees. But a great location. So thanks ever so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye.